The sex killing, uh, yeah, so I kind of alluded to that before in that the she-wolf, it has to be very specific timing in terms of a full moon night, and the guy needs to be in position, and it's, if you think of the sort of Black Widow idea, um, or I'm sure there's loads of other insects and animals that kind of pretty much after they do, they either eat the man or destroy them, or so in a way I'm not saying it's a very natural thing, but it's something that exists in nature on this planet already. And so really it was just taking that idea and putting it, mixing it into a supernatural setting. I'm not the first one obviously to do that. It's been done hundreds of millions of times before, but that's what I wanted to go with, that the actual act of the killing would be full moon night through unprotected sex, and that's why this is really, really important. That gets delved into a wee bit more in the feature film, not really so much in the short film. Again, I didn't want to go for exposition, too much. Just wanted to show things as they would kind of happen. And I know that something that a lot of people, when we showed the friends and family screening, something that a lot of people commented on is that the she-wolf actually has her pants on, and you can see that in the shots, albeit that they're slightly ripped afterwards and things. And that was a conscious decision on my part, because and it wasn't, time was up for doing anything, and we could have choreographed all of that to simulate and make it look like things were happening, and whatnot. And I think what we did comes across very, very well, but obviously she does still have the pants on, and there's a bit where, it's supposed to suggest that she just pulls them to one side and then, embarks on him, I was going to say. Yeah, she just, sits on top of him, and, and through that unprotected, I'm not trying to make any big metaphorical statement here, but obviously, be careful, boys and girls, be smart. But yeah, through that act, there's a venom, which actually wild wolves, I was reading about it, and it was something to do with, there's a kind of substance that the mothers can regurgitate or something, or a scent that they can sort of leave. It's a very territorial thing about leaving your scent, and it had something to do with food, and their babies or something. I can't, it escapes me now, but there was something about wild wolves and a kind of, not a serum, but something like that. So I toyed with the idea of that and the Black Widow thing, and so what they're doing is, in the build-up, the apprentice is slowly kind of giving the man you'll see the characters drinking things in the short films, like, oh, take a drink, would you like a drink? And there is a substance already in the drink that's a relaxant, just to help, not that the guy's going to necessarily resist this beautiful woman coming on to him. He might, but chances are he's not gonna. But it's just a relaxant to help them, feel nice and comfortable and relax the muscles. And there's things in it that work to just prepare the meat, an internal relaxant marinade, if you like. And so there's that, but then that mixed with the sort of she-wolf juices, if you like, provide a combination to sort of paralyse the victim. But it's the weirdest sensation for them, because they start to realise that they're becoming paralysed during the act of sex. They're becoming paralysed, and they're like, oh, I can't feel it. But it's still the most amazing feeling ever, and so they don't really want it to stop, which is what the she-wolf wants, They don't really want it to stop, and unfortunately, they probably, be in their interest to stop, really, because when she-wolf orgasms, the final kind of deadly thing is released. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's the way I decided for it to work, because, metaphorically speaking, there's and sort of, I don't know, I thought it was cheeky and fun and informative, and I don't know. Anyway, all this is going on, and that's how the prey is killed. Okay, because it gets in, and plus there's stuff going on with her, and she's making little incisions into him from the inside, and that's how the stuff's going into his body. She will scratch him. She never bites him. The biting thing is only reserved for apprentice she-wolf. She will scratch him, and again, that's a poisonous scratch that will just induce the chemicals that are in the drink already, and it will just, it's a natural venomous poison in her, that will just start to kind of seep into him and just help with the whole process. And obviously, this is completely fabricated, so I can't go into like specific science about this, but that's the kind of process that's happening. And believe you me, the subject does die very, very, very happy, and thus very, very relaxed, despite being paralysed. But they are very, very content, and it's not stressed meat, which makes just a wonderful feeding ground for the she-wolf. Now, to go back to the pants thing, yeah, it was a conscious decision of mine, because when I was discussing the she-wolf's look for Lucille in particular, who, we wanted to go for a sort of 60s kind of Willow in the Wicker Man thing, for me personally, like, the more sort of plain, the underwear, like just plain old white cotton bra and pants, I like that contrast, because often in these movies, when you see these sort of seductresses and kind of thing, like anybody that's slightly malevolent, or they're always in like reds and blacks and those kind of things. But obviously sometimes the normal is can be more scary, because it is more normal to us, and therefore the idea of just having her in white cotton brand pants, doesn't, it doesn't look very sexy, perhaps. Not that the bra stays on for very long, but yeah, it's just that contrast of something normal being worn by something really not normal at all. And the idea of keeping the pants on was that there's like a tiny bit of something that she's holding back. Because she's toying with him. She's toying with him like a wolf would toy with its prey, or like a cat would with its mouse. She's playing about with them, and she's teasing it, and I thought there was something slightly, not poetic, but there was something quite interesting in that she does keep the pants on, but obviously still pulls into one side to do the do, because it's like, what's the point? Like, really, she's practically all naked there anyway, and she's about to kill this guy, and she's not shy, she's just after food and whatever. But there was just something a little bit poignant about holding back and keeping that little slither of innocence. And and we do see that after the act, when I explained about the little part of her coming back, so maybe it symbolises that. I don't know. So yeah, so that's the act of the killing. And in the feature film version there's a lot more killing and a lot more parties and things like that. So yeah, so that's about it on the She-Wolf of the Woods origins and the sex killing. And yeah, just, you know, be careful out there, and if you see a beautiful woman who on a full moon night, you know, just let people know where you are, and and use a condom. Anyway, yeah, so that's, I think I'll just end on that. I'll just end on that now. Alright, so signing out, and see you soon. Bye.